Today I'm in Shinjuku Goen, a park in Tokyo. It's one of the most commercial parks in Tokyo and it's full of Japanese people today. It's Sakura, it's a cherry blossom festival and people are celebrating Hanomi. It's actually a picnic underneath the cherry blossom trees. This is to celebrate that it's going to be spring and the beautifulness of all the flowers in the trees. Just showing you a little bit. And well, of course, you already know that I'm doing interviews with people of my Facebook friends. I've collected already more than 5,000, but I'm not trying to get all those 5,000 on camera. Today I'm with
Dan George.
Introduce yourself then.
I am from New York. Well, I've lived in New York for 15 years, originally born in Alaska, grew up in the Midwest, and happened to run into Sebastian here in Tokyo.
Cool. I was actually supposed to meet Dan in New York this year, but yeah, on circumstances I couldn't go to New York. So it was actually quite a coincidence that we meet here in Tokyo. So let's start with some questions. Dan, what is according to you the best place to go in the world?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I could pick one favorite. I think the world is full of great places to explore. Tokyo is definitely one of them, and definitely one of my favorites. I love it for its natural beauty. I love the efficiency, the way the city works. I love the Japanese people and the culture. There are so many great places. I think one of my other favorite places in the world is Kauai, an island in Hawaii, and the Kalalau Trail, which is a spectacular hiking trail on the coast, and really fantastic. Definitely worth checking out.
Cool, good answer, thank you. And well, if you travel a lot, if you could name one travel experience that was the worst, what would you say?
Worst travel experience. There's so many things that can make travel suck, like delayed airplanes, or getting stuck in an airport, or really long ride in a shitty vehicle. But this is a tough question. Worst travel experience.
Yeah, like on an airport, or
well,
maybe
I think,
you've
you
met,
know, if
like
you
really annoying people.
if you get stuck in like an airplane, like by a bathroom on a really long flight, that can suck, and just kind of smells the whole way.
So you were stuck on an airplane toilet?
No, stuck like in the seat next to the toilet on a really big plane, and it's, you know, if you want to sleep, the toilet's flushing by your head the whole time, and you basically inhale the fumes the whole way. So, not my favorite travel experience.
No, can imagine. Okay, next question. Yeah, the questions are quite spontaneous, so I sometimes really have to think about it. But if you have to name one thing of the 90s, what would it be? Like, what would you miss today? What you would use a lot back in the 90s?
Something from the 90s that I would use, well, I think I think Nintendo is pretty awesome, and the Game Boy was cool. I was into that for a minute. 90s devices, I guess, is what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, or yeah, could be a device. I mean, yeah, you had a lot of devices back in the 90s, but it can also be an artist or something you will think like, oh shit, yeah, that really reminds me of the 90s, and I really miss it like today.
Anything I miss from the 90s? I miss I miss the grunge rock bands and like the beginning of that whole like alternative rock movement. Like that was pretty cool. Like you had great bands like Nirvana at the time, and very talented musicians, and it's just like a really cool period of music. So I think that I appreciate that about the 90s.
Cool. Good answer. Well, if we're talking about history, if you could name like the best love song ever, I know it's a completely different question, but that's the whole point behind these interviews. That is where it doesn't make any freaking sense.
Love songs can take on so many different forms, and I think that there's some. I mean, some love songs are very cheesy, and some are really sophisticated. I think there's a Celine Dion song. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I think it Because You Loved Me. So in terms of like love songs where you're receiving love from another person, I think Because You Loved Me is one of the most beautiful songs. You know, there are love songs about loving yourself, and I think the greatest.
This guy really loves himself, so just so you know.
I mean, it was going to be my first answer, but I decided to like make it my second one, so I don't sound too egotistical. But the greatest love of all, that's a great one. I don't. Who sings that? I don't know. And favorite Spanish love song, I would say Gloria Estefan, Con los años que me quedan. Also, really great. Great album too. Check it out. Mi tierra.
Yeah, Gloria Estefan, I really have to admit, that's a really good one. Okay, well, that were his most romantic song, but with a romantic song comes a romantic partner. What is, according to you, the ultimate man for you?
What makes you think that I'm interested in guys? Is it my answer to the song question?
They were quite obvious. Celine Dion, Gloria Estefan, Whitney Houston.
They're just
It's not really straight options, so yeah.
they're just the great singers of the world. The guy, I would say somebody who's comfortable in his own skin, somebody who is really passionate about what he does. Doesn't really matter what it is, it just has to be something that he loves doing and that's really engaging for him and that he's proud of. You know, a pretty face, like I don't think that's too much to ask for. I think everybody wants some of that, a little bit of an appearance. And you know, personality, like style, that's important to me. Creativity, style, those are great things.
Could you name like one role model, like an actor, a writer, or someone that is like slightly your kind of type of guy?
In terms of famous people that I'm into, they're usually some kind of athlete or like what's the little diver kid? He's cute. I forget his name. Though if he sees this video, he's gonna kill me. The one I think this time my answer is all fucked up.
Okay, well then let's move over to something completely different. What's your favorite book?
I read primarily nonfiction, and I primarily read for information. I'm very curious, and I'm curious about a lot of things. So, I read the encyclopedia more than anything. And when I was a kid, people used to tease me like, "What do you like? How are you so smart? What do you do? Like, sit and read the encyclopedia?" And yeah, I think I have to answer yes to that, especially now that you can Google anything and Wikipedia on the spot. So I love that, and I think that's probably my favorite reading material is informational material.
Oh, that's a good thing. It says something really interesting about your personality, of course. If we go back to traveling, you're a well-traveled person. You eat a lot of different dishes. What is actually your most favorite food?
Favorite food? I'm sorry.
Obviously, you can see he loves to eat, so no joking.
I mean, I think that Mexican food is great. It's not. I mean, not always the healthiest, but it's really delicious and undeniably delicious and almost always good. Like, it's very difficult to mess up Mexican food. Italian food is also great. I wish I had a better answer to this, but that's what I got.
Well, it's hard to make sometimes some choices. Yeah. Well, you're a man. What does every man need to have in his closet, according to you? What is like you cannot miss? You need to have it.
I've been thinking about this a lot, actually, recently, and a lot of people say that an Oxford shirt is essential. I've gone without an Oxford shirt for a long time, but I feel like I need to grow up and get one. I'm really into caps now. They're like, they shield you from the sun, like you don't have to worry about styling your hair, so I like that. Um, Shoes are really important. Like, I'm all about comfortable shoes, but you can find like cool, comfortable shoes too. And just plain, really plain, basic stuff, like a really nice fitting t-shirt that you're comfortable in, a pair of jeans that you love. Those are the essentials for me. Like something that's comfortable and that you enjoy wearing, and you could wear any day of the week, and that's a part of any outfit.
Cool. Well, a lot of basics, but if you have to like prescribe your kind of style, what could you say, like what is your style to wear?
I think something unique about my style is I like to pick up interesting pieces from all over the world. So whenever I'm in another city, I like to check out vintage stores, and wherever you are, you're gonna see something that's like more selective of the style of that region, and not just in that moment, but actually over a period of time. So here in Tokyo, the vintage shops are incredible. Favorite cities to shop in, I would say probably Paris and Tokyo. Tokyo, for me, hands down, is the fashion capital of the world, although probably a lot of people would say other places are fashion capital, maybe Milan because the manufacturing or designers are there, but for me, in terms of shopping and fashion, it's Tokyo or Paris.
I totally have to agree with him. Here in Tokyo, you can find a lot of cool vintage stores with a lot of like Western Europe, like worldwide. They really dig the American stuff as well here, and yeah, it's really a cool place to like shop here. Tokyo is like actually most of the city is shopping, but for shopping lovers, just go to Tokyo. Well, Dan, thank you. It was my pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you, and all of you.
And one final question. When we're talking about clothes, what is actually the color of your briefs today?
Luckily, you caught me on a day where I actually am wearing underwear, and I don't know how you knew that they were briefs, but they're white with a light blue waistband, I think.
And how did I know? That's a question for you. That's a fact for me. Okay, thank you. It was a really interesting talking to you. Hopefully I'm coming soon to New York. So Dan, be ready for me. We're gonna enjoying a little bit more of Sakura today and Tokyo. The weather is not that amazing today, but see you next time.